Toxic gaming has affected gamers around the world for decades now, and it's just about as bad as it was when it started. And I wanted to talk about why toxic gaming is both wrong and bad. And I'm going to come at this from two different angles, but first let's define what toxic gaming is. Toxic gaming, let us define it as, let's do a different size font here. Toxic gaming behavior degrades the quality of the match and the players in it. Examples of toxic gaming would be ad hominem attacks. This could be toward your own team or toward the enemy. Toward your own team is far worse because it also lowers your win rate. It could also be something like griefing, like destroying items, buying wards and placing them intentionally in bad spots, this sort of thing, following people around the map, misusing your spells and trying to set up your team for failure. You can bad manner pausing to showboat. And obviously some showboating is kind of chalked up under banter, where you're trying to tilt the enemy team and keep them on their toes. I'm specifically talking about when you're getting on the case of your own teammate and you're calling them bad and shit and all kinds of slurs and going out of your way to make their world as hellish as possible for the whole match. So that is toxic gaming. Obviously some things are more toxic than others, but we're talking about, generally speaking, why it's both wrong and it's bad. So let's talk about why toxic gaming is wrong. So the main way that I would describe toxic gaming being wrong is about your investment in energy and time. Let's draw a circle here. This happy circle is your energy for the match, right? And your energy can be focused on good things like farming. Let's say we're farming. What's getting some value from us? This is like a nice happy green of value that's being gathered for ourselves. We're focusing our mouse clicks and our keyboard presses on using our abilities and by farming effectively, by playing our best. Okay, well, our support didn't help us in lane when we wanted them to, and we died. So now I'm gonna call my support shit. My support is so bad and shit. God, you're so shit. I can't believe how bad you are. You should uninstall the game and never play that hero again and throw your computer out of a window. I hate you so much. Okay, I respawned. Okay, now it's time to get back to doing some farming. I'm gonna farm a little bit here. Okay, I'm gonna farm. Oh my god, the support is following me and denying my farm. Fuck you, get the fuck away. What the fuck are you doing? Fuck you, holy fuck. So fucking trash. This team is so bad. Can't believe the players of this bracket, they're so bad. They're so fucking bad. Okay, I'm gonna farm a little bit. Kind of tired of typing for a second. You see what I mean? This is what people do. They spend a lot of their total energy and mouse and keyboard clicks and presses on talking shit when they could just be playing the video game. So that's why toxic gaming is wrong, because you're subtracting from your total energy you could be exerting toward the map just playing the video game like a normal person and getting value. Instead of clicking at your allies and yelling at them when you're dead, click the enemy heroes and look at their items, look at their weak points, talk about who could be ganked next. You could be focusing on the map, saying, okay, now I need to farm in this place. Hey, I could use your support better. If you want to give positive feedback, that's going to be helping your team. So toxic gaming is wrong because it clouds your overall energy that you have to commit to the match with hatred and disparaging and degrading of your teammates. So it is a net minus. I will say this here. Toxic gaming is a direct net minus to your own personal results, even selfishly, because it distracts you from the learning process. which if you actually want to rank up and be a better player, you should commit yourself to the learning process. It's a minus. That's a fact. Stop it and grow up. And here's another thing. Don't act like you need to make people feel bad so they remember a lesson. You will probably never play with them again. Statistically, you probably will not. You probably will not play with them ever again. And you might say, well, if I'm not going to play with them ever again, then why does it matter if I talk shit to them and I make them feel bad? Like, I'm never going to run into them again, so it's not going to punish me in some way. And I'll tell you why. The reason is, by being toxic to them, you're tipping the scales in their life in the negative. You've got some nice scales here. Say these are the scales. By you putting toxic behavior into the game and into their life, you are tipping the scales of the earth and how humans treat each other in a downward direction. You are making things more shitty by being shitty to someone else on the internet. So even if you won't see that person ever again, even if you and them will never have a confrontation and a talk about what happened, you will have pulled them down mentally. This is why toxic gaming is not just wrong, but it is also bad. Toxic gaming is bad because it is an unethical way of treating other people. On top of that, these are people who even share your own passion for a video game, which is a niche in and of itself. And a lot of video game communities struggle to retain players because the community is so insufferable and bad. Humans struggle with mental health in 2024. And a large part of that is how humans have treated them in their lives. Don't push people toward the cliff of despair. Why would you do that? That's super evil. And you can say, oh, but they're just words. Yes, they are just words, but words have a lot of power over our emotions and our well-being. And you are also filling more of your day with evil. I was talking about this in terms of utilizing your actions and your focus and your spells, but we could do another circle here. And this would be your alignment of whether you're good or evil. And if you're being nice to people, sorry, changing the color here, brush. If you're being nice to people, then that's just sunshine and positivity and growth and encouragement, galvanizing other humans, enabling them to like just do their thing and believe in themselves, like you're being positive to them. And then when you go on Dota and you spend time telling people that they're a waste of space and they're horrid and no one should ever like trust them with anything because they're so incompetent, like that's some darkness that you're putting in your life. You're putting that in your own life and you're putting it in someone else's. So you're actually making two people's lives more evil when you get on someone's case and try to make them feel like shit. When the alternative here, you actually have two alternatives. One of them is just to not talk about them and not talk to them and not care, and you can just mute everybody. But if you want to be uplifting, you could say, hey, we have to play further back this game. We can't be being aggressive because we have a later game lineup for our team and our heroes, so we need to defend these towers right now and we can't go gank. Let's go do this objective next. Let's get the Tormentor together. Let's defend this tier 2. We're gonna give up this tower. You need to make a BKB. These are all positive and productive things that give people things to focus on. They give them basically the feeling of trust and capability, which we crave as humans. We need people to rely on us and to care about us and to see that we exist. So just by you respecting other humans in the gaming sphere, you are improving the mental health of the world 2 to 10 people at a time. If you're playing a 1v1 game and you treat people with respect and you treat them well and you game normally and respect the integrity of the game and you respect them as people who matter, then your day is all bright and you feel good. But because the community is so bad, your net experience whenever you play a multiplayer game ends up still having some evil shit in it, even if you yourself are not evil, because our communities are so cursed. They are cursed because people don't believe that toxic gaming is something that should go away. They'll say, oh, but Han was way worse. Yeah, it was. It was because it was less enforced, but the energy is exactly the same as it was. The way that you're trying to pull down someone's soul and really crush them on a deep and existential level and make them question everything. Like, people will go at others with that level of vicious attack, just wanting to completely use every psychological edge that they can. So you can say that maybe talking shit to the enemies and bantering at them and tilting them could net you some win rate. I can respect that to a point, but doing it to your teammates is always both wrong and bad. It's wrong because you're wasting your own energy and you're not playing even selfishly correctly, and it's bad because you're making the mental health of the world worse by getting on someone's case and trying to make them feel like shit. So my recommendation for people who struggle with this, or you think that this is okay, try being positive and try taking the station and the stance of a leader. If you think you are actually the best player on your team, instead of bullying the players you think are worse than yourself, lead them. Like you're the strong and wise one who knows the best for the team. So take a leadership role. Just step up. Like Aragorn. Stop being toxic. It is both wrong and it is bad. And if you want to disagree with me, good luck. Try your best. I welcome discussion about this. But a lot of people can't play many of these MOBA games because the communities are so insufferable and hostile and brutal. And these people don't have much accountability, aside from maybe low prio sometimes. They would never say half of this shit to people's faces, the stuff that they say in video games. It's hilarious. Imagine the gamers who give no regard to their athleticism and their fitness, and they will say the most hateful stuff from the safety of their home behind a keyboard. But they would never say that to someone at an event. So it's very cowardly hatred. It's very situational aggression and venom. And that in a way makes it even more gross. But we can change. We can do better. Many people are actually conducting themselves fairly well. There are occasions where all 10 players in a game are well behaved. So respectful gamers are there. Normal gamers are out there. There are thousands of them, and I would wager that a lot of them are here watching this now. So thank you to people who try your best. Thank you to those who try to rein in your toxic urges and impulses, because you're making the world a better place. Our time is precious, even our leisure time. So for you to respect other people in their leisure time brightens the day of 2 to 10 people per match. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. This is why toxic gaming is both wrong and bad.